It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
And what's up, everybody? All right, let's get to work. Got some 6-gun pages to knock out. These fuckers aren't going to do themselves. So, all right. Let's get some music rolling. I think last time I had some fucking cell dweller sneak into it and fucking totally gank me up. This kind of fits the mood. Motherfucker. Technical difficulties, people. What's up, Nemesis? All right, let's get to work. All right, so I already roughed this page out somewhat. I did steal the top panel layout from Adrian. Adrian was the original artist for 6-Gun Gorilla, and he passed away, I think last year or the year before. But he already had some art on the book. So I'm trying to incorporate as much of his artwork as possible into the new 6-Gun, because it was the last thing he created before he died. And I'm trying to honor him a little bit. So, just like the title says, Lord Nemesis, we're working on some 6-Gun Gorilla pages and knocking that shit out. So, let's get started. Right, gotta show a little bit of respect to those that came before us. One day I want to do a show on artists that have left us by their own hand. And I think there's a huge misconception that they were being selfish or mentally ill or something like that. In a way, it can be conceived as mentally ill, but I don't believe that's what it was in any case, any of these cases. I mean, yeah, some people, I can see them being schizophrenic or something like that, but I think the older you get, the more you realize that your mental state can change at any moment. And sometimes it's not for the best. And I've gone through it myself, so I understand more about it than I guess most. And but I was lucky I had people around me to go ahead and help with that situation. I know a lot of people who didn't have that help. Well, I know at least one, and he ended up taking his own life. And I'm not talking about Adrian. But nobody knew he was going through it by himself. Well, one person knew, but she wasn't equipped to help him, and it turned out very, very bad. But I know sometimes, especially with artists and musicians, you spend your whole life perfecting a craft, and all of a sudden it's gone because you lose your sight, which is the absolute worst possibility, like the worst outcome to end a career. I mean, you can lose a hand and still be able to create art. Although paralysis is another thing that causes artists to, that ends their career. And musicians, if they go deaf, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can see like them wanting, like contemplating suicide at that point, because this is something that people are under the misconception that art and music are just a hobby that people like so much that they made a career out of it, and that's not the case at all. At least not for me and many of the artists I know. It's more of a drive. Like, you have to do this. It's worse than any drug out there. There's no point where I'm relaxing and I'm not thinking about all the stuff that I want to put down on paper or put down in paint. And and if you take that away from me, like something that I'll live to do, yes, I will be contemplating suicide. You know what I'm saying? And I can see a lot of artists committing suicide because of that, because health issues, and they are no longer able to create, or something like that. I mean, off the top of my head, I can name two very famous artists that killed themselves because they were not able to keep creating the work they were creating. Yeah, it's those dark passengers, I guess. But it's a very real thing, and I don't think people will take it seriously enough. People say it's a weakness of character. Well, I don't see it as a weakness of character at all. If your whole life is based around something and it's suddenly taken away from you, that's not a weakness of character. I don't know what it is, and I ain't going to speculate on it, but I wouldn't call it a weakness of character. What's up, Brian? I sent you a link, Brian, if you want to come in. Talk about Six Gun while we're doing some pages. Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing too. Like, those thoughts don't actually have to hit you when you're. Oh, one second, drop my pencil. Those thoughts don't have to hit you when you're in a difficult spot. Like, it's not always. I'll be straight, dude. Like, sometimes, like, I am career-wise, I'm in a very, very good spot, and for some odd reason, I still have like panic attacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck's going on? Or, thoughts that I'm failing in some way or something like that, when I'm absolutely positively not failing at the moment. At the moment. And, I have to deal with it, and it's, I mean, everybody's got to deal with it, but I'm just saying, like, it's, there's no reason for it, is what I'm saying. It's like my brain is broken in a way, and I don't know how to fix it. It's almost like having a sprained ankle, and you got to wait for the sprained ankle to fix, like for it to fix itself. Because it's not. Sometimes it's not your situation. And it's a crazy, crazy thing, and like a lot of the times. I get those fucking dogs. Those dogs, my main dog, Loki, has helped me out immensely too. Like, for some odd reason, every time I would get into a state, he would unleash some hellish gas into the room, and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck is that? I mean, the lead on my paper would start like rolling up and rotting away. My hands would shiver. And it totally took my mind off of that hole I was about to sink into. And I don't know why, but that's just something that happened. And that's probably why I never kicked him out of the room. But I wasn't retarded. I also kept like fucking Lysol on hand at all times. Okay, buddy. Hold on 1 second. What's up, bud? Speaking of dogs, when he starts bitching, it's best to just give him what he wants. Although my wife will tend to disagree. Yeah, it's just weird shit like that. I can't explain it, but I think dogs have a sixth sense. When it comes to shit like that. And they have their own special ways of breaking you out of your mental state. All right. Most people like music. They think music. Well, I'm not. I don't want to say think because they rely on songs and music to bring them out of whatever state they're in. I've never been that type of person. I guess visually, I was always a visual person. Of course, I mean, I'm an artist. Still, I mean, music and art go hand in hand. Um, but yeah, so when I paint, painting is always a way for me to break whatever cycle of depression I am about to go through or something like that. If I can get myself to the easel, that's the problem. It's getting yourself to the point where you can work and getting yourself in a rhythm. Um, and it's and being inspired because there's nothing that kills inspiration faster than those type of doom and gloom type of thoughts. And I'll be straight with you. When I was going up at the height of my panic attacks, I couldn't concentrate enough. I couldn't get past enough to go ahead and get myself into painting or doing any type of artwork. I was basically useless at that point. And there was no reason for it. There was no reason for me to be going through any of that shit. And a lot of people want to demonize people that go ahead and they go through it. They want to say, well, he left the kid behind. And that's true. Okay, I'll give you that. He left the kid behind. Or she left the kid behind or whatever. But it's not their fault. You can't blame them for something like that. You know, having been through it, I can say that. It's, you know, there's nobody to blame. There's no, like, there's no bad guy, I guess, you know, and there's no getting past it. You have to work through it. If it is just like panic attacks and fear and stuff like that, most of the time when you face up to it, it tends to go away, but other people need medication. And I was on medication for a little while. You know, I took myself off of it, and Brian hasn't let me live that down yet. I have so many things in store for you guys that's going down the pipeline. It's going to be crazy. Oh shit, that was a match. Oops. Moving too fast for my own good. All right, let's see here.
Where did you go?
All right, a burnt match right there. We are good to go.
Oh my God, maybe I still am.
All right.
But it was the same thing, so days, but it was the same days when I took off again.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I made the mistake. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I'm not an alcoholic, but I like to have a drink before bed sometimes, and and I like the social drink. Um, but I made the mistake of having a drink like I normally do when I was going through all that, and it did not turn out well, dude. It intensified everything that was going on, and it was bad. The I didn't have another drink while that shit was going. In fact, every time I feel like, because it's not over, I've just learned to deal with it. But every time I feel like something like that's happening, I I make sure to not drink, because the last thing you want is to be in that state. That because you may think everything's okay, but it's not, and it's so easy to slip into a situation where you would um, take out the shotgun or something like that and just fucking take it out. What's up, Brian?
What up, Preston? What up,
Hold on one
everybody?
second. Let me get my earphones in.
Okay, some echo, echo, echo.
Echo.
Now pitching. Oh,
It kind of goes with the music, the echo.
okay. Yeah, man. What you were just talking about, man.
Oh, 1 second. I know it's a little heavy.
No, it's good. Yeah, but it's good though, because the thing is, there's people out there that are dealing with this shit and they feel alone, and it's not something. Well, they not only feel alone, they feel ashamed. And it's not anything to be ashamed about. It's just a medical problem, just like anything else,
No, but my doctor. I went to my wife told me, she was like, no, you're going to tell your doctor about everything that's going on. I was like, it's fine, I'm good, And she's like, no, you're absolutely not good. She's like,
yeah,
you will go tell your doctor if I have to go with you, you're going to tell your doctor everything. So when I went to my medical practitioner, and it's a chick, and the reason why I like her is because she's not like, she doesn't push me out the door, like she's not like, okay, all right, blood work, blah blah blah, okay, get out.
Yeah, pill pushers.
I'm saying, like,
yeah, we call them pill pushers.
Yeah, she's like, what's up? What's going on? Talk to me. And I'm like, so I told her, I was like, well, I'm having some issues, like where I'm having these panic attacks. And she was like, well, we have to treat you immediately. And she said, this is the reason why. She says, because we're trained as medical practitioners to like take action anytime a man comes in this office and complains about depression, panic attacks, anything like that, or even our thoughts of suicide. Because she said, with women, and this isn't a sexist thing, this is just the way it is. Women are driven, are emotionally driven, right? Where men, if they have shit going on, they usually won't talk about it. And if they are talking about it, it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So she's like, okay, let's get you on medication. So then she put me on Prozac and some other shit and blah, blah, blah.
Right. But got you started in the process.
Yeah. And that was fantastic, and she wasn't, so.
Oh, dude, doctors like that, shrinks like that, they're worth their weight in gold.
Bro. Oh, she's not a shrink. She's just my primary care physician.
Oh, this is your GP.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Because I had bad experiences.
You sound like you're coming through a tunnel, like a wind tunnel a little bit.
What, me?
Let's see. It might be me. It might be my headphones.
Where's my?
It is. It's my headphones.
Okay.
I just fixed it. You're good.
How's Loki doing?
Oh, he's good. He's locked away into the other room. Him and the other dog don't get along too well.
Oh no.
Motherfucker sniffed at me this morning. I punched him right in his mouth. It's like, you do not bite.
It's the first right time for your carotid artery.
Yeah. Huh?
Like he snapped at you?
Yeah, dude. He got my thumb. I was like, you fuck.
Damn.
He never did that before. And for some, like, I was trying to get him out the bed. I was like, okay, look, come on, you gotta get up.
Yeah.
And instead of getting up like he usually did, he just drops down and plays dead. And I was like, no, dude.
It's like,
I
fuck
was
that.
you got to get up. And he started
Oh.
growling and he snapped at me. It was like, you motherfucker.
Oh, no.
It's not because he's a mean dog. He's just spoiled, like, rotten.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's the thing I like about cats. You can spoil them rotten. With
Yeah.
dogs, especially if they're like, especially with big dogs, like you have to kind of like, well, keep a short leash on them and be strict about shit, because otherwise they'll like eat your couch or fuck up your combat boots. And
he's not that bad. He's actually, like, Dobermans I found to be one of the easiest dogs to train. I have a habit whenever they're puppies to put myself in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're eating, I'll put my head by their food and pretend I'm pushing them to the side. And if they growl, I correct them immediately. You know?
Right.
And it seems to work out very, very well. And a lot of people don't like that because they're like, you're forcing the dog to take action. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm showing the dog who the alpha is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, Dobies are really smart.
Extremely smart.
They they're like they're good guard dogs, but they're also great family pets. Well, my best friend growing up had 2 of them.
Yeah, my old lady likes to call them Velcro dogs because they tend to want to stick to you like crazy.
Velcro dog.
I got to tell you, like, he's probably the worst guard dog ever.
Well, yeah, because you're like spoiling
him
and everything.
Bark,
you got to.
And he'll be intimidating, but he'll be barking intimidating for like 10 feet away.
Yeah, well, the thing is if you got somebody that's just like breaking into houses and they even hear a dog, even if it's like a little yippy dog, they're gonna move on.
Yeah.
And if they see it's Adobe, whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah. Usually they're like that. In fact, like the only thing I can say that he ever did was they had the neighbor's pit bull that was for some odd reason in my neighborhood people don't put their fucking dogs on leashes. And these aren't big well, some of them aren't big dogs, like not as big as Loki's 115 pounds at the max. I've seen some of these dogs reach maybe 70 pounds, 75 pounds, and usually they're mutts. And we go walking and their dog comes and attacks him, you know?
Oh no.
And I'm like, dude, get your dog. What are you doing? And they're like, don't mess with that Dobie. Like, then he should be on a fucking leash, you know?
Oh shit.
If he's outside. Because normally my dog will just play with him. But if he thinks they're attacking me, that's an issue. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Then he becomes a Dobie.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're messing with a human, then they get upset. I also have a friend who has Rotties, and they're just total mushes.
Well, Rottweilers, Dobermans are a crossbreed between Rottweilers and Greyhounds. And that's where their coloring comes from and a body type.
Exactly. Yeah. The Dobermans tend to be sleeker. They're more like running dogs, whereas Rotties are just like all muscle.
Bulls.
Yeah, they're impressive as hell. I remember I was like dog sitting for a friend of mine in the city, and this Rottie was just like all sweet, right? Totally into like crashing out on the couch with you, head in the lap and everything. And when I would take him for walks, people would like cross the street really quick. As a matter of fact, I remember as I was taking him out the front door, there was a guy coming in, and he just like backed up, went back outside, and was like waiting there, kind of like this.
Yeah,
to see like which direction I was gonna go in.
I was actually bit by a Doberman when I was a kid on the side. Yeah, and it wasn't a big deal. I barely remember it, but I'm not scarred from it. My sister was bit in the face.
Oh God!
I don't know if it was a Doberman or a German Shepherd she was bit by, but
those are the only people that like I cut slack to if they don't like dogs. It's just like, well, do you have a bad experience with dogs when you're a kid? Yeah. Okay.
No, I totally agree. Like they, I can see them being scarred. Like my sister to this day. I mean, every Doberman I had, she's like, there's that hint of mistrust.
Gotcha.
Just a little bit. and you can't blame them. Yeah,
No, not at all. Not at all.
but
Dude, I can't help but notice the what you're using there to I guess it's so that you don't smudge your pencil work. That
yeah.
looks like it's it's the Griffith that you did from the Kintaro Miura.
Yeah, I was telling people at the time, like I do a rough sketch like this, just
Yeah.
really quick in some blue pen, not pencil.
Yeah.
And I love these gel pens, you know.
Uh-huh.
And actually, what I do is I hack those too. Like I'll crack them open and put like blue Indian ink inside of them.
Really?
And yeah, and then I scan it in and I print it out on like a blue line, you know, in the background, real light on comic board. Actually, I smeared the shit out of this one a little bit, but
Dude,
I
that's
guess
amazing.
I was working too fast. That's what was going on. I never changed. The
Well, you
paper
were
very
well, dude. You did that super fast, and I remember like I was watching when you had like the lower half or the lower quarter of the piece done, and I thought it looked really cool. But when I saw the final piece, I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was one thing because I tell people all the time, like they're like, "How long did it take you to do it?" Oh, about 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, "Oh, okay," and I don't think they really believe me. Like, now YouTube just backed me up on that one.
Yeah, seriously. But you know, it's impressive because it looks so polished. It looks so finished.
Yeah. No,
And
it looks. I think it'll work. Like I'm not going to do anything with it. It's a tribute piece.
right.
I'll probably just put it up for sale eventually. But you know, it's a sad thing. What happened to
What did happen to him? Didn't he just like just sort
aorta
of just
dissection?
so he just like just dropped dead,
I
like his
think they
aorta
are-
burst.
It was, they call it a dissection, but I think it was like a major crack in his aorta. You know, like a
Right.
ruptured aorta.
Oh,
And you know what that is, right? I mean, that's the main.
he went quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all
Yeah.
your blood goes through that main fucking
Yeah, the
giant
main vein.
vein
Yeah,
going through your body.
Jesus Christ,
Can
man.
you imagine, dude? I was like, that is the rarest thing out there. Like, you'd never hear anybody dying of that shit unless they were like some kind of traumatic accident or something like that. Yeah.
Well, it was like Bruce Lee dying at 34 with cerebral edema, water on the brain, right? Just like, yeah.
Who died like that?
Yeah. He had a headache, and he swung by a friend's house, and
Who
he
died
took
like that? Who was it?
Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce. Yeah, he had a. Wasn't it an aneurysm? I thought it was an aneurysm. Like,
No, it was a cerebral edema, also known as water on the brain. I
Okay.
don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, he was walking around. He had a headache, and he went over to a friend's apartment. I was like, "Hey, man, like, you know, can you give me a couple of aspirin?" He took the
that was probably
aspirin.
the worst thing he could have taken at that point.
And he, you know, and everybody said, like, dude, you know, that, you know, strongest drug they'd ever seen him take or drink was like a root beer,
yeah.
right? And he just like lied down on the couch to take a nap and fell asleep and never woke up.
Yeah. What the rumor was when I was growing. What's up, Candace? Was that Bruce Lee died of overwork? Like he worked himself out to death. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if an injury like that, does that come from working out? Like working out super hard to the point of,
I don't know. I think it can. I think it can just happen to people. You know, it's like one of the things about once you start reaching like your 40s, and especially once you hit your 50s, doesn't mean that you're going to drop dead, but you're at that age where motherfuckers do just drop dead.
I used to think that, but then I was like, I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I guess it's like a greater chance of you dropping dead, but my brother, dude, he had a pacemaker put in at 32. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some crazy shit, dude. I was like, what? I was like, and then of course, you know, I was like, well, I guess this proves it. I got all the good genes, you know. Like,
is he still around?
Yeah, he's still around. Yeah. You know what I used to do? I used to attack him with a taser. Like,
See if you can get that thing to stop and then start and then stop and then start.
I would go over there and I would chase him around with a taser. He's like, "Fuck you, dude! Don't kill me!" I would hit him with the taser. I'm just saying, like, it was just funny shit. And then we would, like, when I see him, I'd punch him in the chest. Whereas, just fucking around. It's all fucking around.
Oh man! just to let him know that you care. Lord Nemesis is like, I fought a few dogs in my day, like for reals. My older cousins would make me fight their dog Brownie when I was 8 through 11. Is that for real? That's insane, dude. If that is for real.
Yes, Candace. I'm thinking about putting that piece that I did the other day up for sale later on, not right now. I still haven't. I posted it on Twitter. I just haven't posted it anywhere else because I had a few things to take care of this weekend, including I got to do some mail outs and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess like doing the 6-gun stuff is a perfect time to talk about. I mean, this is something that you specialize in, right? Is suicide prevention and
absolutely,
and, consultation stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I was working as I'm like a certified peer specialist. That's to say, I'm not like a medical specialist. I don't have like an MD or anything like that. They've discovered just having cats like me available at walk-in centers, at hospitals, places, psych wards.
A little bit more comfortable.
Well, you have to understand that they don't do anything unless it's like cost effective, right? It's all about the money, all about the Benjamins, and they discovered that folks like me are basically good at keeping people out of the hospital.
I hate to turn this into a political thing, and I'm not really going to do that, but
yeah,
to me, that's an argument in favor of free healthcare.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Dude, it's insane. Dude, it's insane that we don't
because
have it.
If the doctor's not concerned about the clock and he's more concerned about talking to you and getting to the meat of the problem, I think that's a good thing. And for some odd reason, this country, like people have somehow the politicians have convinced the average person that they need health insurance when every politician out there gets the privilege of having free health care through the government. Of course.
Oh, you know only the best for them. Only the best for them.
I know, but does that sound weird? Like, and I know people that'll go to the ground and say you're a fucking, waste of life. You just want to lay on a government leg. But every politician out there, not only, and that's another thing too, like retirement and stuff like that. Like literally, these cats spend like 4 years in office, and then they're paid for the rest of their life.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, when you're president, you don't get pizzade until.
What about mayor? Are we talking about president? Are we talking about mayor? What about city? Not councilman, but fucking senate. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All those guys get the same thing, dude.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's just with presidents, what you do is you do your favors for your owners, and then you get pizzade afterwards by getting paid like $2 million to give a 45-minute speech. Like that's
the reason why they stay. I mean, you gotta realize the amount of greed that's out there too, because you also these guys stay in office so that they can collect money from what is it? What is it when they send their representatives to Washington, like the insurance companies and the chemical companies and shit like that?
The lobbyists.
Lobbyists. Yeah, they get paid off by lobbyists to go ahead and vote their way or whatever.
Yeah.
And people are cool with that. Like, no, we can't stop it. It happens every day. No, that's not an argument.
That's because Americans are completely clueless about the way things are in Europe and Scandinavia. if they had, our media
Yeah, but
has
here's
gone
the
to
argument
really
that
extreme
they-
lengths
that
to
they-
make sure that they don't know that like the people, in Europe have, free health care,
Yeah,
6
but
to
the
8
argument they have
weeks
to that is
vacation.
that, well, would you have to wait forever if you want to get treated? Well, I got news for you, brother. If you're poor, you still have to wait forever. You don't ever get that surgery that you need.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's just the way it is. If you're in that class where you're still paying taxes, but you're not quite making enough to be able to afford good health insurance, or say you do have health insurance, but you can't afford to but then you can't afford the deductible that goes along with that surgery, or maybe the health
it'll bankrupt
your health
you.
insurance company says that maybe you're a little too old to have that surgery. What's it going to benefit you in the long run?
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, not, it's not something I like to harp on, but remember, I had to quit my job to take care of my mom when she got sick with Alzheimer's. That destroyed both of us financially. Destroyed us. And I'm gonna have to like sell a house and everything, otherwise I'll go into foreclosure. And I'm thinking about fucking off to Germany, because this is not a country where I want to grow old.
Carried away, I got to tell you, brother, it's the same thing here, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they want you on all that medication because they get paid by the medical companies to have you on that pill. Whatever's in like whatever the most popular drug is or the newest drug, they want you on it. We were watching something on the it was that spring they were putting inside of a women's uterus to go ahead and stop them from getting pregnant.
Oh, yeah. I forget what it was called, but yeah.
It's a little spring mechanism. And the point of having this inside of there is it causes your immune system to react and attack it, right?
Oh,
and it causes
IUD.
swelling. Yet IUD. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, just explaining to me what this thing does, it just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah,
saying you're putting something in there to promote infection. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're asking for bad news. Yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta we're watching it, and every woman that got this, it was the most horrific fucking story you've ever heard, dude. Like ever. And then the manufacturer, representative from the manufacturer, would be right there inside of the operation room while they were putting it in these women, right? And they were like, I don't think the first one took. Oh, we'll do another one. They were just popping these things in. This one chick had 5 or 6 of them inside of her. Right?
Oh my God.
And then when they take them out, they don't know how to take them out, so they just rip them out. And these things break apart, so they can't get all the little pieces out.
Oh.
And there's one guy was saying he was trying to have sex with his wife, and he cut his penis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, what? This sounds like a Tim Vigil book.
Right?
I was like, Jesus
right? Or
Christ,
like an
dude.
Italian women in prison slime movie.
I know, right, dude? I was like, that is crazy.
That's insane. It's I mean, it's fucking barbaric. I remember hearing a story. And also,
Candace, here's my thing to that is that most of the time here we don't get to see a doctor either.
Yeah,
we see a nurse practitioner, which is we just don't. I mean, I, for some odd reason, the doctors are way too busy for us unless you're in another tax bracket.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
Look,
don't
America's.
see a doctor. Everybody thinks America has the best healthcare system, but I'm telling you, we don't. We have
the worst in terms of a cost too. Money, the price compared to what you get for your dollar, it's ridiculous. It's criminal,
and then these
really.
jackholes buying up these small medical companies. Can you? I mean, literally a EpiPen is $400, and you need that to live.
Yeah.
I'm saying, if you get, there's people with allergies so bad that if there's even a preservative that's related to shellfish, those motherfuckers will die on the spot unless they got that pen.
Yes.
And they're $400 each. So every time you have a reaction, get your wallet out.
Yeah.
And
So
most
you
insurance
rob a
companies
liquor
will fucking
store.
cover it.
Right? It's just like, oh shit, I'm having an allergic reaction. Go rob a liquor store, then run.
Yeah, exactly. Like anybody has time for that shit. And yeah,
No
they were buying
shit.
up these small corporations, these medical companies, and jacking the price up like 1,000 times of what it actually cost them to manufacture that drug because they knew people needed it. You know?
Oh, and dude, with the with like the nursing homes, they're buying those up too. And the way that they really make a big profit is they understaff. That's to say, like when my mother was in the first place that she was in after her stroke, I was there 12 hours a day because I was terrified for her because the nurses on the floor would just disappear.
Yeah.
Like they're literally like I saw her 87-year-old roommate fall and break her hip because a nurse's aide just straight up refused to help her to the bathroom. Was like, fuck you, go yourself. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm freaking out and I'm like, sticking my head out the door and yelling. There's nobody there. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
I had to go down to another floor to find somebody to call a goddamn ambulance. And
you see the argument in the chat though? Like it's not really an argument, it's kind of a little debate. But what you guys are saying, like it's the same thing here, like except you pay more. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like unless you're in a higher tax bracket, you're not really getting the service that people think you're getting. Everybody thinks that, well, if you got insurance, you just go right in. No, dude, you have to file paperwork. Like the insurance has to see if it's cost effective, if you can have that surgery or if you can have that drug. Even though you're like, well, I can't function without, well, then, we have to see, because we have to. And my thing is this, if I pay insurance for 40 years and I don't get sick, but then I start getting sick after 40 years, you should pay whatever it fucking costs to keep me healthy, or give me a fucking check, of all that money I just paid you and I never got sick,
Exactly. Oh, and Lord Nemesis, sorry, man. That sucks. Sorry to hear that, brother.
What happened?
Like when he was like 8 to 11 years old, like he was like forced to like fight dogs.
Oh, yeah,
which is crazy because I wrote that backup story for Adam Lawson's The Kill
Journal.
Journal.
Also had to fight dogs too when they were like the head of the Crips.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I watched a documentary about that motherfucker. Like he was brought up in Louisiana, and they fucking he was brought up in I don't know where in Louisiana. I live in Louisiana. I've never heard of this place. It was like hell, is what it was.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
His parents used to make him fight dogs and shit. What they would have dog fights and they would throw him in there. And I was like, motherfucker, wonder why that dude's crazy, but he's a tough looking motherfucker, dude. Like,
oh yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like, if you survive that, you're going to be like, fucking hard as nails.
And he's the head of the Crips, right? So once that you go through that shit, I think you got to be a bad motherfucker after that, dude. I'm saying there's no two ways about that shit.
No fucking doubt. What up, Wyatt? But yeah, man. Adam, was hired like a bunch of people to do short stories, like 6 to 8 page backup stories that were like little origins for like the different characters in the Kill Journal.
Yeah.
And he gave me like the one that I was hoping for, which was this guy Finn, who grew up in like a dogfighting ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do research into that whole world.
Yeah.
And I love doing research. This was like the most miserable, most horrible fucking research. I just hated doing it. It was just horrendous, like the worst shit imaginable.
No, and I get that. It's like there's certain things, like there's times when I want to do research on like a severed limb or what a rotted corpse looks like and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'll guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll take a wild. Let me Google roadkill instead of that.
Right. And the thing is, people like us, man, we got to take care of our fucking cabezas first, you know?
Yeah.
And, I liked what you were saying before about, the fact that, no matter, like, how hurting you are, to just stay away from the fucking booze.
No, that was the thing, is that when I was in the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like when the fucking panic attacks were fucking kicking.
Yeah.
I was like, let me just relax and have a drink. That was the worst thing I ever did ever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just make
that was the worst
worse.
idea. That's like trying to get in a fight with Mike Tyson. That's how bad that idea was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, dude, that just cranked everything up to like 11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's a bad scene. It's a bad scene. Thing is I self-medicated with the best of them. I'm definitely not an alcoholic. I don't seem to have the addict gene because I self-medicated with the best of them. I've tried just about every drug under the sun. I used to drink like a fish. No, I give a rat's ass. And of course, all that shit didn't help. It just made it worse and added more layers of like psychic gunk I would have to like kind of sort through later. But once I got on the right meds, my appetite for alcohol just vanished.
The one thing I hated about the meds is that it left me blank. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, that's the Prozac, dude.
There was no passion behind anything I was doing.
Yeah,
There was times when I knew like I should be doing something like to comfort my lady, or
right.
And I was I just couldn't. I just wasn't all there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hate that. You know what? That shit could save your life, because it's better to feel nothing than to be like in constant pain, right? Yeah. It's just like, oh, I'll take the numbness. Great. But then it's like...
Well, at first I was like that, but then after a while, it's like, you know what? Let me find a different way to deal with this.
It gets tired really quick, and also trying to make love to your woman on Prozac.
No, it's impossible.
Like I always say, it's like trying to shoot pool with a rope.
Yeah, you know what? That is the best analogy. It's absolutely true, because that's exactly what it is. It's like, what the fuck? But then you go down the rabbit hole. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I don't like, is that they put you down this rabbit hole. Well, now you got to get on. All right, well, we got a pill for that. It's fine. Calm down. And then you're like, but I don't want any more pills. That. You know what I'm saying? Like, for my shakiness, I was like, look, I also got a tremor. And they were like, well, we can give you my doctor's a great doctor, dude. She's not really a doctor. Obviously. She's a nurse practitioner. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, she sounds great.
Yeah. Well, she's like, look, I can give you the medicine for your tremor. Yeah. She's like, or she's like, you could just take a shot of your favorite alcohol and it'll do the exact same thing. You know? And I'm like,
really?
Yeah. And she's like, so, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. And I was like, I don't want to be on any more medication. Like, I just
fuck
don't,
that.
I reached my limit as far as how much medication I was going to be on. And that was another thing too. Like when I dropped the Prozac, because I was like, I ain't doing this no more. Brain shocks were the worst fucking thing, dude. I was like, what is going on, dude? I thought I had like a something going wrong, like a burst blood vessel or a tumor.
Oh my god! Yeah, I didn't experience that. That must have been hilarious.
That was the worst, dude. Like, because your brain just constantly had these little shocks going on, right?
Oh god!
It was so bad, dude. And I was just like, oh fuck, dude. And it finally, it doesn't like lessen. It just finally goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's not like it just eases off. It's there and it's bad. And then it's over with. So you just got to wait it out.
How long did you have to wait it out?
About 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, fuck me. Oh.
Then you had panic attacks on top of that. So it was like, Yeah, and it's all because it's actually my fault in a way, because it wouldn't have been so bad if I would have eased off the medication instead of just stopping the medication. Yeah,
Dude, you always ease off
yeah.
it. And
I tried easing off, but I guess I never eased off enough. You know what I'm saying? So it was,
well, you know, here, here's the thing. You got to make sure, like I always tell people, if you want to get off your meds, cool. If you want to change your meds, cool. But do it with your doctor's supervision. Because, I can't tell you, like whenever we have a meeting of my support group and there's somebody that's kind of new and they're like telling that story, like, oh yeah, I was taking my meds and I was feeling really good. So I stopped taking my meds.
yeah.
And next thing I knew, I was in the fucking hospital.
No, I stopped taking the meds because of the side effects. I never stopped taking the meds because I was feeling really good.
Right.
The, Candace,
yeah.
What I'm kind of getting a feeling that you're explaining right now is is religion taking part in the medical industry. You know what I'm saying? Like you're at, why would you ruin this perfect vessel of childbearing? That sounds like the Catholic Church.
Well, I mean,
that sounds exactly like the Catholic Church coming in there and saying, you do not get your tubes tied and desecrate Jesus's God's perfect form.
Look, I'm pro-choice, right? I'm pro-choice, but I could even understand if they were anti-abortion, but then they're anti-birth control.
That's crazy.
Seriously?
So what do? We just populate until the planet's just unable to sustain the amount of people here? We eat each other? What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. It's about like Soylent Green, motherfucker. But as a matter of fact, the novel that Soylent Green is based on largely places blame on the Catholic Church for the world overpopulation.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You've seen Soylent Green, right? I mean, that's not too old of a reference.
It's made of people.
It's made of people.
Charlton Heston's movies are timeless. But
yeah, they are. Omega Man's the shit.
Dude, was it? That was the shit. Yeah, but that sounds exactly like the church. And the church has a lot of pull here in the States, even though there's supposed to be a separation between the church and the state. There's not a lot of that shit happening up here, dude. Like, it's it's crazy. Like, here's the thing. Like, if I need to go get that testosterone because my testosterone's low, it's fine. Like, it's almost free. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got insurance, it's free. There's no copay. There's nothing. If my wife needs to go get testosterone because her testosterone's low or some other hormone, insurance doesn't cover it.
Yeah, it's shifty as fuck.
And insurance doesn't cover it. And also, if you're on free healthcare, that doesn't cover it either. So you have to come out of pocket for that. So tell me why.
Yeah. You know why. You know exactly. You know why, but you want to hear it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy, dude.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. We have in our Constitution, we have separation of church and state.
But it's not real.
But it's not real.
It's bogus.
Dude, it's totally bogus. You know me. I'm a religious dude, but I also believe in that in freedom of religion, and the essence of freedom of religion is freedom from religion.
Exactly.
And in Europe, it's like in Italy and Spain and Germany and the Scandinavian countries, you don't have separation of church and state, and like in the law, but you have separation of church and state for real. Like my friends in England told me, how every presidential candidate has to come out and Bible thump a little bit at least.
Jesus Christ, Candace is
right.
I'm sorry, but Candace is describing a horror story over here in the chat.
Okay, he's black, but seriously, he made me feel so uncomfortable. So upset. So I'm not one of your.
But that's here too. Like, it's no different. That happens here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. It's crazy the way they got things set up.
That's I don't know the whole story there, Candace. But that sounds fucked up.
I can almost guess the story and be 100% right because I've seen it happen, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my! Oh really? Oh yeah. Candace was told your body. She wanted to have her tubes tied, and was told that her body is a perfect vessel for bearing children.
Exactly. That's what I just said. That's what put me on
That's
the
right. That's what you're referring to.
Catholic Church
That
thing, dude.
is
Like
fucked.
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly. But that's here too. Like that's not.
I
That's
know.
not. No. I think they attribute that because of healthcare, but it's the same shit. Like it's just they don't tell you about it. They're like just the U.S. has the perfect healthcare system. No, it doesn't.
Oh, dude.
Just because you pay for it doesn't make it good.
Dude. Back in the day, whenever I would start dating somebody new, I would go and have I would go and have an HIV test, right?
You would?
Yeah.
You have them have an HIV test?
No, I like because I'd want to get checked, just to make sure like everything's cool, right? Because I've dated some pretty shady women in the past, let's say, okay? So out of respect for them, I'm like, let me get my blood checked.
Let me get my pipes checked.
It's whatever, right? Dude, every time I did this, a doctor tried to talk me out of it.
An HIV test?
Yes.
That's crazy. Why would they talk you out of an HIV? That's retarded, dude.
Right? I'm just like, what? Right? And they would always relent once I kind of like gave them this look like, are you, bitch? Are you for real?
Lord Nemesis, my friend. It's honestly what I've seen so far is that there's very few doctors that don't prescribe to the religious ramifications of what they're about to do to you, or the monetary benefit to what's about to happen to you. Because there's some doctors that you got a price tag as soon as you walk into their office. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a dollar sign hovering above your head, and you're going to collect that motherfucker. You know? Others are like, well, Jesus says we shouldn't do this.
Right. Yeah. The motivations are different, but their actions are often the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, there's no difference.
I've had some shady doctors. I've had like a shady ghetto doctor before, and it was bad. He actually cut off my psych meds. This is going to sound insane.
Oh, they keep trying to get after my wife and her Adderall. They're like, you're too old to be on Adderall. They think that teenagers are the only ones that should be on Adderall.
Dude.
And I'm thinking teenagers should not be on Adderall unless they actually need it.
Dude.
And you guys should be a little bit more fucking thorough and how to check people to see if they need it.
Right. It's like there's this 15-year-old girl that lives in the neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. And she is, here's the thing about working in the mental health care field. You can't help it, but you start diagnosing people.
Yeah.
But you always have to remind yourself, dude, you're not a doctor, but you can't help it, right?
I'm not.
Right?
I'm not
Yeah. So it's just like, that girl is definitely ADHD for sure. I don't have the H. I just have the ADD.
Well, what happens?
Gets worse with age, dude. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, you know what happens when you get older and they take away your ADHD medicine because they think you don't have it anymore. You grew out of it, but you actually didn't. You start doing cocaine and other drugs like that help you focus and put energy into you. You start self-diagnosing.
Yep. And self-medicating. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, exactly. Self-medicating. And then you get put in prison. Because you needed this medicine all along, but they decided that you didn't need it anymore.
But you see, that's good. That's good because at that point, you're a worthless, superfluous human being. What are we going to do with all these superfluous human beings that aren't even producing money? You can't exploit them in any way. So throw them in fucking prison, and they can make money off them that way. A lot of money off them that way.
Every person in prison, how much is it? It's like $300,000 a head.
Something like that. Something crazy. And they got to keep those beds full. But with the speed, when I got prescribed this shit,
that's what it is. I mean, Adderall's kind of
Yeah.
speed boost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. I my doctor diagnoses me with ADD. I'm pissed off because I feel like, bitch, did you just give me something extra? Like something new? It's like, okay, I had like the depression and the anxiety. Now I got this shit. And I looked back on my life and realized it's not like I had just gotten this shit. It was there all
Yeah,
along, and it
exactly. Like
explains so much.
well, when I was growing up, it wasn't in the country. You know,
Yeah.
it was he's stupid.
Dude,
I'm being
suburbs
serious.
were no,
Like,
dude, here
yeah.
too, here too, here too. Yeah.
He's a poor
Yeah,
star.
yeah, and let like he's gonna be the ones that gets left behind. Like there's the ditch digger, right?
Exactly. That's what it was. It was there's the ditch.
Yeah,
well,
I was one of those
a ditch
kids.
dug. You know what I'm saying? Like
people like kids like me that were ADD as fuck. Kids who were dyslexic.
Yeah, I was
right?
dyslexic, and I
thrown
had ADD.
away.
I mean ADD. And
oh yeah. So you were definitely
the school system was
worthless.
so bad. I mean, it was
horrible.
You run into a teacher that actually takes her job seriously, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of saved me because I was in 4th grade before they realized he can't read. Yeah, I was at 5th grade, something like that. And then she was like, she talked to the principal and they talked to my mom and they were like, look, hold him back. You know, just hold him back. Yeah, let us. It's not going to make. It's up to him. My mom was like, well, let him choose because he's, you know, his friends and all this stuff. But here's the deal. We moved around so much that it wasn't a big deal because I knew we weren't going to be there more than another year or two. You know what I'm saying? Right. Permanent friendships were not in my future. Yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good with being held back. Let's do it. Yeah.
You know what? I got held back.
But I learned to read. I learned to read that year. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like that's what I'm saying. The teacher was absolutely fucking right.
I was gonna say, if like you started reading in 5th grade, like when did you discover comic books?
It was right after that actually, because I always used to look at the pictures, yeah, and then.
And now you can read the
not comics. I never discovered comics until late, but I used to my cousin Marvel used to put out these big thick game books, right? Where it was just like Doctor Doom and there was some color and shit in there. There was some puzzle books, you know, and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Dude, got one right here.
No way. Seriously? Yeah, well, my cousin used to
where is that thing?
Buy that for him all the time, dude. And I never knew there was comics, but I didn't know they had that kind of shit. So I used to do all the puzzles and shit. That's how
so that's how you were introduced to all those characters.
Yeah, and also the cartoons, like they had, you know, the Justice for JLA and all that kind of shit on TV. Yeah.
Did you ever see like the really, really crappy Marvel cartoons from like the 60s?
Way back when, where they actually just had spot animation on comic books?
You know, like paper cutouts?
It was basically like motion comics is what it was.
It was kind of. Dr. Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turns into...
Dude, it was all Jack Kirby's work, too, like the Thor, you know?
And the Captain America,
I remember,
too.
I never seen them on TV. You've probably seen them when they were released. I never seen...
No, those were old when I was a kid.
I seen them. They were at the dollar store, dude. They were like on VHS tapes, like at the dollar store. You know, dude, they released them because... At some point, Marvel and DC lost the rights to their old cartoons, right? So they had the old Superman cartoons, you know, and was it on DVD or was it on VHS tape? I think it was on VHS tape, and it was so those you remember the old Superman cartoons that
the
actually the Max Fleischer cartoons.
Oh, those are. Beautiful.
Yeah, dude. Like they had those, and they also had the old Jack Kirby Marvel cartoons there too. And I was like, oh, I got to check these out. And then I put them on. I was like, now I know why they're in the dollar store.
This is crap. But with the Max Fleischer cartoon and Superman cartoons, those are fucking amazing.
Good. Those were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it shows how things go around because those old Jack Kirby cartoons, now they call them motion comics. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what motion comics are.
Absolutely, they were just doing it. It just the technology was different. They were doing it, by hand. But hey, dude, if you want to blow up my screen or take a close look at this,
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Hold on, wait one sec. Yeah, that's it. I think that's
it's
the
the
exact
Marvel
book, dude, right
Fun
there.
Book. And
Yeah,
you know what's great about this?
Well,
It
let me
actually
get you-
like has like a story running through it. It's got all these like puzzles.
Yeah, yeah, it has a story going through it too. Like it's and I think it's all just clips from the comics, the black and white pages that they submitted. Yeah.
No, wait, hold on a sec.
Hold
Doctor
on, this is-
Doctor Doom's Mother Day special.
Yeah. Yeah, they had all kinds of crazy shit.
These were always like lighthearted and fun because this is back in the days of FOOM, Friends of Old Marvel. So it was like a really, a small tight knit. The fandom was small back then. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it was good. It was small and it was a tight knit community. You were thought of as a nerd. You hid your comics. Yeah.
Look at all the blood I put on Morbius. It tells you how I felt about Morbius.
Hold on one sec. God damn, that's an old one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is from when I was a little boy. And wait, where's the story? Here we go. That's right, because there's a mysterious figure that's flying around, the Puzzle Master. And there's Roy Thomas, right, wearing a Conan t-shirt over there, right? And he's talking to the Marvel heroes to find out who the Puzzle Master is. And the Puzzle Master, let's see, you have to do some puzzles, and then you find out who it is, and it's Stan Lee. Do you notice how I drew a bullet going through him? I don't know what I was thinking there. Oh man, but yeah, no, this was some great shit. I love these. Ooh, that's a pretty good Frankenstein monster. You still there, Preston?
Hold on, I'll be back in a second.
Oh, okay. As long as you haven't like dropped off, I'm just like hanging out talking to myself. But yeah, what up, everybody in the chat? Preston is drawing a page from Six Gun Gorilla, Cemetery Without Crosses, Volume 8. And oh man, I can't wait to see this thing. My old artist Adrian passed away last year, and Preston was kind enough to step in and finish the last 3 issues for me, and he's doing such a beautiful job. He's using a lot of Adrian's work, because Adrian actually finished about 10 pages of finished artwork, not finished artwork, like of pencils for the first 10 issues of issue 8. And rather than just have, I think switching arts midstream would be a little jarring. I mean, whenever you switch artists on any book, that's fine. It happens all the time.
All right,
you just don't want it to be like really jarring. You don't want to go from like John Buscema to Bill Sienkiewicz.
What, in the game books? They jumped the artists?
No. I was just telling everybody about how you kindly stepped in to fill in for Adrian on these 3 issues, and that you're currently working on a page. Which number page is this?
I don't know.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I'll pull it up real quick.
Ask somebody who cares.
All right.
Man, I was like drawing a lot of like guns blowing people's like heads off.
Back in the day?
Yeah, like look at this.
Day.
I must have really hated Namor. I mean, Namor's a prick, but that's kind of what makes him entertaining. Oh, what up? What up, Phil in the chat?
What's up, Philip?
The great Phil Diaz.
So this is page 9. is what I'm on right now. It's only
Excellent.
24 pages. This isn't going to be anything to get done with. The only thing I didn't like was that he kept drawing the gorilla really small, like almost human size. And I was like, nah, dude,
Yeah.
he's got to be bigger than human.
That's the whole point, is that a silverback gorilla is literally like 600 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, nobody wants to see King Kong like the size of a Volkswagen.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Work.
Didn't need to be the size of a skyscraper either, though. But I have to say, out of like the American kaiju movies that they've been making, that whole series from like Legendary Studios, Godzilla versus I almost said Godzilla versus Frankenstein. Godzilla versus Kong was easily my favorite out of the entire series. I thought it was really entertaining.
I don't think they're making any more Godzilla movies. I think
that's
was
fine.
The last one because
they should just
Toho's like, yeah, we're going to take the license back and do it ourselves.
Good.
I'm like, yes,
good. Fuck yeah,
like, yeah. I want to see another Shin Godzilla. I want to know what those little beasts coming off his tail are all about. Oh, dude,
yeah,
Tubi. Like I regret ever signing up for Shudder. Shudder has disappointed me so badly. Yeah,
but they got Joe Bob Briggs, dude. I can't.
Yeah, but that's the only good thing about it, dude. Like they got seriously, they only got a few very few things that are even worth watching, dude. Like
I agree.
Tubi has surpassed them in horror.
Yeah, it has.
And all that, dude. Like
yes.
I'm so surprised. I was like, and then another thing too is like horror movies, like foreign horror movies on Shudder.
Yeah,
they don't have them dubbed. And at first I was like, well, maybe they just don't exist that way, right? And then you go to Tubi, they got the exact same fucking horror movies dubbed. Yes. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I was on there, and dude, I don't think this is a foreign movie, but they got a movie called Where, WER.
Oh yeah, it's on my list. Is that worth watching?
Me too. I'm watching that bitch tonight.
So you haven't seen it yet? Okay.
No, I'm like this is I'm watching this, dude. I love werewolf movies, especially when they're done right. And this one looks like they knocked it out the park, dude.
Werewolves are my favorite monsters. You know that.
Yeah. That dude, you remember a movie called Ginger Snaps?
Yes. I liked all three of those actually.
I did too. I thought they were awesome. In fact,
yeah.
Dude, you should say about getting the rights to that. Ginger Snaps. That shit would be awesome as a comic. Yeah.
It would.
I wonder who has the rights, even if it's up in the air or anything.
I don't know. That was a Canadian picture.
Was
it? Yeah.
Because it looks like a dead IP at the moment. Like.
Yeah, it does.
But it was so good, dude. And you talk about a bad girl vibe. Like, I mean, it was the first one was good, but I don't think it was meant to continue. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, I thought the sequel was good, and then they had this very peculiar, very strange prequel, which was like set in like the 1800s.
Yeah, I like that one too. I thought that one was
and
good.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I thought they were all good. I think that's a good franchise. Those three films are very good, all of them.
Carry the Weight's got a question for you real quick before we go any
What
further.
up?
Oh, the Preston years.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm probably, I think it's going to be 10 issues altogether. So what I'm thinking is a volume 1 and a volume 2, and then double dip. I can release a omnibus edition at
omnibus would be badass, dude. Just to do something really.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
hardcover.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking I'm down with that. Yeah, do it like fucking do something cool, like something from the Old West. Have like a bullet come with it, like an oversized bullet.
A rawhide cover
with a little 6-gun logo on it, like little gorilla indentation.
Oh, I would love that, man. I would love that.
Dude.
That would be amazing.
Like a journal will go with it, yeah.
And
that's in Braille.
And I wouldn't just take those books and throw them together without throwing in some new shit. So I've already written a pre-title sequence. So that's like a little introduction. That's where it begins in the modern day, and there are these sort of I don't know, these hipsters that like write for like Weird New Jersey and magazines like that,
See
right?
that
Except they're all
kind of
about
seems
roadside attractions.
no, that seems interesting to me. Like to go ahead and because at that point you're building. It's not just Six Gun Gorilla; it's a legend.
It's a
You know what
legend.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's almost like Captain America, because you got modern Captain America, and then you got the early years from World War II. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like if
Yeah.
they would have brought Captain America back and they had somebody different in its shoes or something like that, that's fine. But I like the fact that there's so much history to go with it, and I think you can easily build history with Six Gun Gorilla
Oh,
like that way.
it's
Yeah.
all, dude. It's up here. It's up here. Like I said, I could write if I could. It's not my plan, but I could write Six Gun Gorilla for like at least another like 20 years. I got at least
Yeah.
another 20 years of stories, and
Well,
you
you can
know.
also do the lineage too. Like maybe there's, maybe he has a little female gorilla and they have a kid, or the bloodline continues.
Yep,
or something like
yep.
that. Yeah.
Yep, or time travel, or just about
I'm
it,
not
just
like
about
a
anything.
time travel. Like
I'm
more
not
like-
crazy, but no, I don't. I
No.
don't think I want to bring in science fiction elements.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep it Weird West, which is to say,
I like
everything.
Weird
It's
West.
like the Old
Weird
West,
is awesome.
right? But it's
Yeah.
just everything's just a little bit off, right? So I made a point to do the research and to make this
stuff,
comic
so-
as historically accurate as possible.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a should we tell them about the Zeppelin?
Go
I just
ahead.
meant-
I can't remember it.
Yeah,
So-
fuck it. There's a Zeppelin in this, okay?
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
I
okay.
am so
never
psyched
got
for
to
that.
part.
To me, it's like I was like, I gotta have it. There has to be a scene in this book where you've got Six Gun Gorilla swinging around underneath a massive Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And like dudes leaning out and taking shots at him and shit, right? And so I did the research and was like, well, did they have Zeppelins at that time?
I
No,
think they did, didn't they? No.
they didn't. Well, the first Zeppelin hadn't been built, but
Yeah.
Zeppelin himself, the Zeppelins are named after the creator, right?
Mhm.
That was it definitely would have been possible, and there were sightings in the Old West of UFOs that would like the way they described it, almost certainly were some kind of dirigible.
Oh, you think that it was experimental back then?
Exactly, or it
Yeah.
could have been, Do you know what I'm
That kind
saying?
of sounds like modern day, because the stealth aircraft and everybody thought it was
Mhm.
actually aliens and shit like that.
I know. I wonder
Yeah.
why why do you think the government is like coming out now and saying, yeah, aliens exist?
I don't see how. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look at it from a different point of view, right? Look at it from a scientific point of view. I know that sounds weird coming from me, right? But
Is it a
Okay.
psyop is what I'm wondering.
well, check it out. Like, the only way that is really, really possible, two
Yeah.
ways, right?
Yeah.
Dimensional travel, or they're within the same universe. Well, not universe, but the same solar system. Like,
So no faster
what I'm
than light
saying?
drive, and no folding space like
well,
the
everything
Gilligan
they taught
Spearsman.
us about it, unless they're lying, the whole, like, everything they teach you in
You
school,
can't trust
right?
them.
Was
Yeah,
that
they can't trust you.
was that if you're looking at a planet in another solar system, you're looking at it 300 years into the past. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Because because light travels at a blah blah blah, and
Right,
all
right.
that kind of shit. So if that's true, then how would these aliens know that we exist? You know what I'm saying? Unless, how would they view, unless they stumbled upon us or something like that, or
Dude.
unless there's a planet within our solar system that's actually inhabited.
I just
You
don't.
know?
Which I just don't see. Like, I've never believed in aliens visiting Earth, because to me it's like, because you're not just talking about space, bro. You're talking about time,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
And
because
if those are
everything they
both
taught us,
infinite,
like the faster,
are the
the closer
odds?
you get to light speed, the slower time becomes. So, it like light. So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Like everything there's,
No.
unless it literally is time travel, or it's dimensional travel, where there's like it's kind of goes to the DC's alternate Earths type of thing.
Yeah,
where
of
like,
course. Yeah,
you
Earth
know,
2.
yeah, where it's like there's like we're just, you know,
Is from the future?
yeah, kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
there's just
maybe.
another Earth where it's just like there's another Preston Bryan that made some other decisions. You know, that weren't
Yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
You know, and
dude,
yeah.
dude.
But then again, you know what? They hinted to that too because they got apps out there that track that. Like the hold on, let me get rid of this maniac.
Loki. Sounds like he needs some love, dude. Oh, sounds all distressed. It's a distressed Goggy. Well, let's take a look at this page, though. Preston's doing such a beautiful job. Honestly, folks, like when I get a page from him, it was the same thing with Adrian. When I get a page of art like this, I don't want to see it colored. I don't want to see it inked. I'm like, this is just beautiful, just the way it is. And so what Preston is doing is that he's sort of inking while he's penciling. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to throw colors over this. And I'm thinking either doing it as an ash can or maybe just an entirely separate comic. I would love to do a artist's cut, which is to say release a version that's, you know, that's just the raw pencils, not even, because I originally wanted to do this comic in black and white, but this is like way back in like what 2016 that I started this. So geez, you know, at that time, you know, a black and white comic was a really hard sell. You know, unless you were The Walking Dead, you weren't really gonna sell a black and white comic.
These fucking dogs are like kids, Brian. I'm telling
I know.
you, they're
Of course
exactly
they
like
are.
kids.
I know.
So you have to beat them like kids, Brian.
I know. Do you brand them though?
No, I shock them. I shock them to their unconscious, and then I.
Okay. So at least you're not leaving any marks.
It's completely humane. If I do beat them, it's with a phone book.
We're going to hell. This is for talking about this shit. Oh man, dude!
No, seriously, these fucking dogs are like kids, dude. They're fucking
like
really dangerous kids with big teeth.
Perpetual toddlers. Yeah, that's how I hear them.
They're not poor puppies, Candace.
Oh, poor puppies! Oh, when you hear them going,
if anything, I'm a poor owner.
Poor human. Poor human.
Yeah.
I love dogs to bits, man, but I am a cat person for sure.
I don't mind cats. Like I tell you, like ever since my stepdaughter got a cat, I was like, that's not bad. At first, I was like, oh, fucking cats.
Oh, dude. Anybody that doesn't like cats, I'm like, you just haven't met the right cat. Once you meet a dog in a cat's body, totally changes your attitude.
That is some like really fucking cryptozoic type of shit you're talking about right now.
You've never met like a dog in a cat's body, like a cat that acts like a dog.
I've met dogs that act like cat. At least I thought they did.
Yeah.
Until I had a few dogs, and I was like, oh, they do circle whenever they want to sit down. Like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I can't get them to use the litter box or anything like that. So.
Oh, my man Charles, man, had a Great Dane that lived. Umbra was her name, and she lived to be, I think, about like 12, 13 years old, which is like really old.
That is old, dude.
For a Great Dane. She had a really good life. I mean, you know, it's like she had a family with kids.
Dog. Yeah, no, the bigger the dog, I mean, but that's just something you take on whenever you get a pet. But like our last dog, a Doberman, lasted 7 years, and I thought that was early. I was like, what?
Aww.
But yeah, dude, 7 years, and then I found out like, yeah, that's within reason, and I'm like, but then my mom, like, she takes such good care of her dogs that her Chihuahua, like, lasted 17 years, I think. And
no shit.
Yeah, her
Chihuahua.
Yeah, then one day it just dropped dead. Just fucking
Yeah.
passed away. That was it.
Yeah.
And she buried it, but she had another one. It was a Catahoula, And this dog, dude, that dog lived to like 14 years or so. And it was a big dog. Like, it wasn't a small dog. It was like, God damn, that's weird.
Yeah, because the big dogs you wouldn't expect to live that long. They generally don't.
Usually they don't. And I was surprised. I was like, God damn, fucking dog lived forever. But but when I say lived, like, the problem is when they get that old, they start getting these tumors, that just grow on the side of them. And
well, yeah,
that tells you don't do anything about it, but then they keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Well, that's why you have to have a vet that you can trust to tell you, like, to let you know when it's time.
Well, no, it wasn't a terminal type of tumor. It wasn't anything bad. It was just
it wasn't malignant.
It wasn't malignant. It just kept getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost.
Well,
I
know they can get arthritic too.
That's another thing. They get arthritic.
Yeah, but then you get them like a nice, like, I knew one guy who had a pit bull. Oh, what a sweetheart! And she was getting old and arthritic, and so he had like a heated bed for her.
Yeah. You could do stuff like that. She did. She did all that stuff for her dogs.
Yeah.
And they lived a long, long life. And I was but then again, in some ways, I'm kind of glad my dog like checked out at 7. Because I'm like, he still lived a full life.
Yeah.
But he didn't go through all the arthritis, and shit like that. Like.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to
go. Like me and you, like, we could either live till we get dementia, or we can go out in a blaze of glory. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I see people like like Ray Bradbury was one of those cats. Like, I don't find growing old scary when I see people that are doing it well.
I'm terrified, dude. I'm terrified of growing old.
It's well, yeah, I think for me also, I don't know. I've liked getting older. I feel more comfortable in my own skin.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas, like, like, in other words, so much of the insecurity is gone. But then again, also, you got to keep in mind, I only got into recovery about 8 years ago, and that was kind of like having to learn how to do everything all over again.
When you were getting in recovery?
Yeah, and I stopped drinking and drugging. I stopped.
Oh, shit, you were that bad off? I thought you were just doing it recreationally or something.
No. I was a major self-medicator, and I went to the support group, and just because I was looking for a doctor, and I was just like, okay, I need a shrink, and I need a good one now. Yeah. I'll go talk to these motherfuckers, and they're going to be able to, like, there's going to be people there who have talked to everybody. Yeah. I've been to see like all the shrinks, so there's going to be the word, like, who are the pill pushers and who are the real healers.
Yeah.
And so I got an awesome therapist. I mean, an awesome shrink, and she put me on medication right from the beginning. Was positive as fuck. It's like, look, this sucks. I know you think of it like a life sentence and everything, but I'm telling you, the vast majority of people respond really, really well to the right treatment.
Oh, one second. I'll be right back.
You got it. So to continue the story, I got on the right meds pretty quick. Started going to the support group regularly, and life got 100 times better. And it wasn't, because it was like that before that. It was like that Black Sabbath song, "Killing Yourself to Live." Wine is fine, but liquor's quicker. Yeah, doing some Ozzy. What up, Phil? Yeah, man, this issue is going to be really, really killer. Oh, carry that weight. Oh, man. Sorry to hear about your German Shepherd, man. That sucks. 5 years. That's way too soon. Way too soon. Phil's like, did some fun writing on the silhouette. Man, I love writing his narrations. Dude, I love reading his narrations. for those of you that are unaware, Phil is killing it right now with the Lost Pages. And man, I'm so glad I got that, and also Missile the Lost Pages. If you only have the Lost Pages, go and get Missile the Lost Pages. There's some bitchin' stuff in there too.
The Lost Pages was definitely a book that I'm glad I backed. Like,
Right?
There's a few I was like,
like so far, like out of all of the books in this scene, like what would you rank as like the tippy top? For me, it's like the best was so far is Merry Boys. Like
I never read Mary's Boys.
Dude, it's
so right at the top.
Yeah.
Doc Salem.
Of course. Doc Salem's like up there for me too.
I don't know, dude. You know, that's a hard question. Like I did like Lost Pages, but then again, I also like Vaughn's his Monster MD. Then I
still don't have my copy. Goddamn Vaughn bastard. No, I know how it is.
I liked also liked the Only Death Can Save Us. Like that one surprised the shit out of me because I was like, Kirby? I was like, what the fuck? You know? And like there's so many books that I was looking at as indie books that hit me as like professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, because I was
that's
like,
the goal.
Like Six Gun, even though I'm not big on I'm not a huge Western guy unless it's like weird, not weird Western, but
horror Western,
supernatural type of Western, right?
Right. Yeah.
One of the movies I seen when I was a kid, and
High Plains Drifter.
And I don't know if that was it. Like I remember there was this one about this ghost cowboy.
That's High Plains Drifter.
It wasn't Clint Eastwood though. You know, it was somebody else, and it was a little bit more modern than that movie, and it was so good, dude. Like I was like, and when I say modern, it was like in the 80s.
What up, Eddie? Yeah. What up, Eddie? But, Eddie, thanks, brother.
Oh, Eddie, I'm waiting for Eddie's book to come in so I can actually say like that was a good book.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I backed that. I'm a broke ass bitch right now. I can't back as many books as I'd like to.
Oh, another one that surprised me. That was so professional. I just think they misrepresented the book.
Yeah.
Was Undead Border.
And yeah, you were telling me about that from 656, dude, right?
I got 2 copies. After I'm finished with my reader copy, I'll send it to you.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I also got your book.
Did you get the Dead World? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was looking at number 1. Like this book is the illustration inside this book is so good, dude. Like
right, and the paper.
So it's like so indie good.
You know That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. And
there's
the thing
professional good, then there's indie good, and that's another one too. Like Robert is indie good that I'm looking for. You know, I'm looking forward to. But yeah.
I
books
think
that surprised me. Yeah,
you did a good job as a champion for that book, and that's like one of the things that that's fun to do in this scene is when you come across something that's getting like no attention, and it's just like how did everybody not notice this fucking thing, and then like actually bringing it to people's attention.
Well, I think people get kind of like star blind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Like starstruck with because yes, of course, Ethan's going to put out a
with
good
the pros.
He's got a massive amount of people that's working on that motherfucker that are all pros. You know, if it's not
Fraga.
Good, that's just crazy that's cool. That it couldn't be good. That would be amazing if it wasn't good. But then you see that but because of that, books like Robert get lost in a melee. You know what I'm saying? And Seasons. I never backed Seasons. I always meant to, but I ran out of money.
Me too. Yeah, because that looked really different. And then there's this like sort of manga Lovecraftian thing. I'm forgetting what that's called. Somebody in the chat, help me out here.
What are you talking about?
It's a recent book. It's from a new creator, and the art is really, really stunning. It's sort of a manga style in color. Yeah. But it has all this like really creepy Lovecraftian imagery in it, but it's Lovecraft like you've never seen Lovecraft done before.
Another book that I'm looking forward to that I haven't gotten yet was fucking, what is that one that looks like Sam Keith art? Help me out. He's in a straitjacket, like the character's in a straitjacket.
Oh, Skits?
Skits. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
looking for Skits, but it hasn't been released yet. And I hope that one isn't a year. I hope it doesn't take a year to get that one in. You know.
This was one that I really enjoyed. Wait Ammonia?
Oh, well, I think I heard of that one. Hold on, let me put you on screen.
Yeah, there's a second one out now. I really enjoyed
no,
this.
I haven't seen that one. What is that one about?
It's peculiar. It's about World War One.
Okay.
And sort of these like little mood pieces with narration that's very poetic.
Yeah.
Like I suspect that these were a lot of these were poems that were like turned into these little stories.
Luminia Vox? Is that the one you're talking about? Like
by Joshua Plack and Emmy Utero.
No, Eddie's saying is throwing one out there. Luminia.
Oh. Gotcha.
Lumina.
Lumina.
Yeah, Lumina Vox.
Lumina
Jose
Vox.
Garcia. Oh,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Jose.
What? We got more of these foreigners from the south? Or the Brazilians and them Colombians and the Mexicans take it over the comic book scene? Dude, it is sick how like
Jason Basket, is that the one you got right now? Is that
this
the one Carry the Weight's talking about?
I don't think so.
Oh, Absolute. What is that one?
Oh, that's another one that I was thinking about that I was gonna back that I don't think I have. I haven't backed a lot of shit this year. Nowhere near as much as I did last year.
No, I'm very picky on stuff that I back, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't have backed Undead Border. Yeah, in fact, I didn't back Undead Border because I didn't know it was going to be a good book. You know,
right.
Because they never showed me that it was going to be a good book. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, those dudes are new, so like
no,
they're
that was
gonna get better
first
at
book.
their marketing.
Yeah, that was the first book they ever put out, but dude, it was so good, dude. And I think they fixed their marketing strategy when they put out that new one that they got. That's kind of like Junji Ito.
Yeah. Cryptidals, dude. That looks. I mean, first of all, Monster Rumble sold. Obscure Monster Rumble sold, and beautiful black and white art, man.
Yeah,
all about it. Seriously, I'm all about the black and white.
Now I know what he's talking about. Absolute is yeah, I remember that one. I had him on the show. Yeah, that book does look very fucking interesting. You know, we're back in the stream. There we go.
Seriously, don't focus on my ugly mug. People don't need to see that shit. What, Pops is in the chat?
Yeah, Pops is in there. He said,
"What up, Pops?
Yo, what's up, baby?"
Let's see what the heck this is.
No, there's a bunch of good things, but like as far as the ones that I got, yeah, dude, I have to do a shout out on the ones I got because I can actually tell you for a fact that shit is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other stuff I can't verify it, so I'm not going to come out and say, "Oh, it was a great book," because I know somebody that worked on it. But
also really enjoyed Rockabilly
Road Trip.
Yep,
and I heard that was pretty good.
You know what? The writing's pretty good. It's just the art. The art.
You ain't got to tell me, dude. I know for a fact the art sucks.
It's the strangest. It's the strangest thing. It's like the art starts out great, and it just gets shittier and shittier and shittier.
We're talking backwards speak right now.
Yup.
That was a fun book. When we relaunched Road Trip, I was so proud of that book. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I got a little bit better, and I was like, "Fuck, why not do this? Why not do that?" But,
dude, it's such a great. This is such a great record of your growth as a.
Fuck you, Eddie.
Your growth as an artist. What, is he busting your balls? Here's a whack job.
He's always fucking busting my balls, dude. They had but dude, I got a bunch of books in, and I got to tell you, like, I don't really care about the extras. I got to tell everybody out there, like,
Neither do
you can send
I.
extras, and that's cool because if I get stickers, they're going to go on my truck,
Right,
and
right,
shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's
And
cool.
I think I dig the stickers more than I dig the prints. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
in
like the
fact, I was
bookmarks. The
disappointed.
bookmarks are cool.
I spent $200 on tattoo ink, and
Damn.
yeah, well, trust me, that shit is fucking expensive, dude. But it's got to come sterile and all that kind of shit, and you don't want to get knockoff stuff. So
Oh, dude, yeah, no. I mean, you're fucking with people's
yeah,
health there.
exactly. So I'm like, nah, dude, I'll spend because like the same tattoo ink from China is like $40, and I'm like, that can't be the same. The ink's made in
No.
Kentucky. I'm saying, I'm like, there's
And I
no
remember
way.
hearing that I know Madison Stone, the tattoo artist and
Yeah.
former Prawn star, says that she uses organic ink and that the colors are actually a little sharper.
Well, I got to tell you, this like I'm using Eternal, and
Mm-hmm.
dude, that shit is so like fucking vibrant. It's crazy. I was like, God damn, and it's so opaque. I
Oh, I
was
know some.
seriously, if it wasn't
Yeah.
so expensive, I would use it to do illustration work. You know what I'm saying? But fucking that shit is expensive, dude. Like I was like, I know my when I paid for my Winsor Newton set. I mean, not Winsor Newton, PH Martin sets. Those I thought were expensive, right? Because I was like, they were like $75 a set for the concentrated watercolors. And but dude, after seeing this, I'm like, fuck, tattooing is way more expensive than fucking illustration stuff, dude.
Now, what
And
I want to know about is what is the deal with fake skin?
fake skin is basically sheets of fucking sheets of silicone, right?
Okay.
And it doesn't hold ink, and you can't blend ink like you would on real skin. So I'm pretty good at doing fake skin.
So wait a second. So it has like layers.
No, it's just one sheet of silicone. It's a sheet of silicone about the thickness of your skin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
So
that's supposed to like stand in for.
like an orange or pig skin, because they used to
Right,
take
right, right.
pig skin from a butcher shop, and
Yeah,
I
that's what
dare you
I
to
was
find
thinking.
pig skin. I
And then
fucking
afterwards
dare you.
you can make it turn them into pork rinds.
Yeah, exactly. But where do you find pig skin at? And they said that shit used to stay
Leatherface's
like
house.
fucking exactly. There's no butcher shops around here, dude. The only butcher shop you're gonna get is your fucking local deli, in like a Winn-Dixie or a fucking whatever,
Right,
whatever
right.
passes for your local grocery store. And I'm like, well, I guess that's it. But they said fake skin is the next best thing. So yeah, I've been working on fake skin, but it's not the same thing. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no
be giving
shit.
people killer deals to come in and let me practice on them. Yeah.
Well, because I looked at for those that don't know of you that don't know what we're talking about. Preston posted a picture of a tattoo that he did of Doug
Pinhead.
Bradley from Hellraiser,
Dude, love Doug
a
Bradley.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that dude too. Nobody else should be allowed to play that part.
No. Yeah, absolutely not. It's
And the crazy thing is that character wasn't supposed to be the franchisable character from that series. It was supposed to be Julia, but he
yeah.
was the one that captured the imagination of the
I don't think
audience.
Clyde Barker wanted him either. Clyde Barker was like, nah, that dude doesn't belong in my book. He's not a major player.
Well, yeah. Although, he's very friendly with Doug Bradley because they had worked together in the theater before he was doing short stories and then movies. Clive Barker was doing a horror stage plays.
Really?
Yes.
I never knew that. That's awesome.
In fact, one of them is called Frankenstein in Love.
No, Eddie. Like I used to use Winsor Newton inks back in the day, like for illustration purposes, but I stopped. That's because although it's a good ink, ink for the most part is obsolete when it comes to illustration work nowadays. It's either watercolor, acrylic paint, or something like that. I don't know about miniatures. Miniatures are different beast. The No, you're right. Like Doug Bradley, dude, he's the only guy that should ever touch that. And I don't know why they refuse to put Doug Bradley back in the role of Pinhead. Like that's
Well,
crazy. Yeah.
here's the thing. After 4 Bloodlines,
Mhm.
all the other sequels are horror scripts that were just lying around.
Yeah, they wasn't even supposed to be like they just
I know
changed names to whatever and shoved a Cenobite in there.
Yeah, I know a guy personally who had that done with one of his scripts, like Hellraiser 5. I think it's it's Hellraiser 6.
Yeah,
right. He wrote this script called Debtors, and like they just took the script since they owned it. They bought it from him.
Yeah,
and they were like, "What the fuck are we gonna do with this?" Script. I don't know. Let's just jam. Let's just did that. Exactly. Let's just jam that fucking lament configuration and Pinhead into that story.
But I know that sounds retarded to me and you.
Yeah,
why did it sound just as retarded to the dude who thought about it? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, great news! You remember that script wrote? We're gonna turn it into a Hellraiser script.
Like, oh shit! Yeah, he was pissed once he saw the movie. Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly happy with it, but he got pizzade, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
It's a job. Oh, and you know what's really cool? Homeboy used to work for George Romero when Romero was producing the Monsters TV series, right?
Yeah.
And at one point, he was given the task of writing a treatment for a Bub Solo movie.
Above what?
Bub from Day of the Dead. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Hold on a sec. This motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Wait, that's the one from
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
They did that movie though, didn't they?
No.
I think they did.
No, they didn't.
Netflix. What's the one that's on Netflix?
It's just a remake. It's another remake. Day of the Dead has had like sequels and remakes, and I don't know who owns the rights to it, but they're fucking.
With the intelligent zombie, like they had.
It's a remake.
That's a remake.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that was because that looks like him.
But if they were gonna do it totally looks like him, but it is a remake. It's not a sequel.
Yeah.
He wrote this story about. He mentioned that he had the treatment, and I was like, dude, like how many pages is that? And he was like, oh, it's about like 15. I was like, oh, dude, like I would. Because all of us like imagine like an alternate universe where Christopher Walken was cast as Han Solo instead of Harrison Ford, right? Like, what if this movie had happened? What if that had happened? So
I'm a huge Christopher Walken fan. Just so
me too.
I would have totally traded him in for Harrison Ford.
I would have too. He was just kind of like he just took like basically like took a PDF and went, okay, I'm just leaving this here. I ain't saying nothing. Right? And I read it, and it was pretty entertaining, actually. I don't know if it would have made a good movie. I don't think it was a good idea to begin with, but it's like Louis C.K.
He's got a lot to say.
What up, dude? What up? Everybody go back Butch Cleaver, by the way.
When I heard that there was actually in the works a Hellraiser versus Jason Voorhees, and they actually got as far as to get it past Clyde Barker and all these other motherfuckers, and then it stopped when the screenwriters decided that they were going to drop the ball on it. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, dude. And also, did you hear, like, I don't think it's a rumor. I think it's actual fact. Like, at the end of Freddy versus Jason, they were supposed to be in hell, and the Pinhead was supposed to come out, and it was supposed to be a continuation from that. Like, that was supposed to be the end of the movie. But they couldn't get the rights to Hellraiser.
Right.
That's crazy, dude. I was
Right.
like,
So
I don't know.
it's kind of like in Jason Goes to Hell, how at the end of that they're basically letting you know, like, coming up, Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
It was gonna be, I guess, like, guess what? They're in hell, and they're like in Clive Barker's hell. That would have been bad, dude. That would have been
awesome, dude.
badass. That would have been really cool.
The whole conversation about Jason, about Michael Myers versus Pinhead was that, would it make any money? That was the controversy. I was like, you have to be fucking insane to think that would make money, dude.
Shoot that shit for $5 million.
You
Release
could
it.
get it for $1 million. Just fucking hoodwinked motherfuckers to get in there and watch it. It still would have been awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But remember, these are IPs that are owned by different people, and you have to get people that, like. I mean, shit. When are we gonna get a Gamera versus Godzilla movie?
Dude, that is weird that there's never been a Gamera versus Godzilla movie.
No shit.
Like, that is
no shit.
Aren't they both owned by Toho?
No.
They're not? I thought they were both owned by Toho.
Not at all. No, they're not. I forget who owns
Gamera?
Gamera. It's the same studio I know that did the Zatoichi movies.
Yeah.
Because Gamera was originally created as a total ripoff of Godzilla, but then became his own thing once they started making the movies for kids.
I got the newer Gamera movies. Like, I found them. And,
those are great.
The dub version. Yeah, dude, they're fucking awesome.
Those are great. Have you seen the last one, Gamera the Brave?
These were made in the 2000s, I think, or something like that. And yeah, they're
the 90s.
Awesome. I dig them. Yeah, they're badass. Let me see. Hold on. I think you're right. They have an archive on the web where they got every Godzilla movie, and even the newest one, the Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
I don't think they're supposed to have that one, to be quite. But they also got all the Gamera movies and everything like that. And I was like, well, shit, dude. I believe in owning the media. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in renting.
Me too.
Because there's too much shit going on where you're not going to where they're making slight changes that are going to turn into big changes.
Yes.
And you're not going to own the same movie that you watched 10 years earlier or something.
Streaming? It's like, here's how I feel about streaming. It was, at one point, I was thinking, this is the childhood dream of being able to pick up a remote control and watch any movie at any time. Right?
Yeah.
And that is where things were headed, but now they got to always fuck with shit. And they're going to censor shit, and they're changing product placements to update them to, like, because you could have product placements in, like, old movies that the company doesn't exist anymore, so it's just like, well, let's put one in for Amazon or Walmart.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Dude, I am a big advocate of physical media. Like, all the Gamera movies, actually all the Godzilla movies, I got all of them shits on Blu-ray.
So Gamera 3: Revenge of Iris is 1999. So I think Gamera the Brave came out in 2000. But
it did.
That's the one I didn't like, was Gamera the Brave.
You didn't like this?
I thought it was too kiddie oriented.
Oh, dude, it goes back to being a children's film, and it is a children's film.
I'm not a kid,
but it's a really fucking heavy one, dude. It's really it's all about death.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see some cool Gamera shit,
dude. But you get that. You get that in that movie.
His arm get cut off and.
Dude, he died.
Like that.
Dude, he supernovas at the beginning.
Yeah,
remember he's getting torn apart. But give it another chance, man. Give it another chance. Yeah. I think if you watch that as a kids movie rather than like a continuation of like the '90s series, you'd appreciate it.
Nah,
don't listen to Preston, people. Go out and buy this in every medium you could possibly can.
Destroy every copy you find.
Blu-ray, DVD, 8-track, VHS, 8mm, and flexi disc.
Nah, I couldn't get into it. I tried to get into it. Just wasn't.
No, a lot of people.
terrible,
That was a very
terrible movie.
divisive movie for kaiju fans.
Yeah,
I,
people want
I,
to see the Shin Gamera.
well, you know what? Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't want if they're going to do a crossover. I think Godzilla's great, but I don't see that going anywhere as a franchise.
No, it's supposed to be a horror movie, like
It's a
one
horror
and done
movie.
type of horror movie. But they
Yeah,
put a continuation on it, and I was like, why?
they could. Oh yeah, I'd watch the fuck out of
Yeah.
out of a sequel, sure.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They put a continuation on it, like when they did the Godzilla monsters growing out of his tail and shit.
Yes.
Like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, they didn't look like Godzilla monsters. They looked like something else.
yeah.
They look
Well,
like they
did you
look like
see
these kinds
they
of
have a
demons
YouTube
or
video
something.
on the full, like the full metamorphosis of Godzilla, like in the Shin Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
And he had like 2 or 3 more metamorphoses to go through, where at the end he became a universe. Like
Oh,
a Godzilla,
really?
yeah, he became a Godzilla universe. Like kind
That's
of like
crazy.
he was supposed to, like his final metamorphosis, he was supposed to become like a Lovecraftian elder god, you know?
Oh,
And I
that's
was like,
insane.
yeah, I know. I was like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it
Show
is.
me that. I want to see it.
Yeah. It's batshit. It's like batshit crazy. It's like the good kind of batshit crazy.
Yeah, and then they said that there were scenes that they couldn't show, that they had to cut from the movie that were too graphic. And I'm like,
What?
I gotta see this. I was like, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Is there a director's cut or like
There
deleted
is,
scene?
but it's not like, you know how they have the digital models. I don't think they finished it. Like it's just kind of, you know, I'm gonna have to find the link and send it to you, because it's some dude out there who fucking like put this all together from script notes and all kinds of shit like that. And I was really, really impressed. I was like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah, that sounds like I would love to check that out. But my favorites are always going to be the 90s, the Heisei era, I think it's
Heisei?
called.
Yeah.
I think. My goodness, man. That's when that series peaked, when the special effects got really, really good, but they stuck to the fucking formula. You know, it was
Yeah.
still a guy. It was still a guy, a puppeteer in a rubber suit, blowing up a fucking model city.
I dig that though. Like I like all that stuff.
I know.
And,
That's what I'm saying. You know,
they use very little of that in the Shin Godzilla, if any at all. I know they did use models, but they also used a lot of digital effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what they did? They did something that I'm okay with, which is combining CGI with like animatronics and puppet shit like that. Like Guillermo del Toro is really good with that. Like Hellboy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man. The monsters in that, and like what was it, the troll market or the goblin market?
Yeah, that was badass, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's some cool shit.
Monster Lovers Pizza with fucking extra monster.
Yeah, I know, right? No, that was bad. And I'm a huge fan of Del Toro's work. Like he's got,
too.
I mean, fucking, he had me sold after fucking Pan's Labyrinth. I thought Pan's Labyrinth was the shit.
Oh, fantastic.
That was the first foreign movie that I actually took seriously. I'm saying,
Really?
like, I actually read, like there was Godzilla movies that I was like, do I have to read Space Godzilla? I don't want to read Space Godzilla.
Right.
And
well, there's dubbed versions, dude, and that's the other thing about physical media. You usually have like audio options.
No. That's but this is before, like when Space Godzilla was only in subtitle, you know.
Oh god.
And I was like, all right, is there a dubbed version of Pan's Labyrinth? I don't think there ever was one, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if there was one that got a theatrical release, but there's probably at least
if there is, dude, because I watched it and read it, and I was like, I was super impressed by it. Like, I was like, dude, Pan's Labyrinth is the shit, son.
It's really good, but here's the thing: I haven't really enjoyed his last 3 or 4 movies.
What was his last 3 or 4 movies?
Crimson Peak, The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water was okay, but it was kind of like Hellboy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I really didn't care for it. What else did he do? Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim left me totally just cold.
The second one? Is that the
I
one you're
didn't-
talking about?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen the second one. He didn't do the second one.
You did the first one.
He did the first one, and I know a lot of people liked it. It wasn't. He was telling the wrong story in
How
that.
dare you? How dare
I
you
think.
talk about
Like he should have been telling the story that was, that would have been set like right when the kaiju first attacked.
Honestly, Pacific Rim #1 reminded me of just a throwdown, big robots, big monsters throwdown type of movie.
Yeah,
And
sure,
I was
and I'm
okay
down
with
for that. Oh, it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It wasn't shit. It
you're
was
just saying
it was
Del Toro
okay.
should die.
No, I'm just saying it being a Guillermo del Toro movie, I set the bar higher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
when you get a really great filmmaker like a David Cronenberg, for instance, and every time they get to bat, boom, out of the fucking park, when they hit a triple, you're just like, that guy sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind
I get what you're
of
saying.
take them for granted in a sense.
Yeah. I totally get that.
It's looking beautiful, brother.
The Shape of Water was good. Hellboy was this fucking hell. Every Hellboy except for the one that Del Toro didn't do was good.
Oh, that was a mess. The Neil Marshall one.
But
Yeah.
everybody says that's closer to the book.
Well, it
They said
is.
That's truer to the character than the Del Toro movie.
It is. It is. It's just the movie itself is. There's certain movies where post-production fuckery is really obvious.
Yeah.
Where you see movies that are like really badly edited. Nightbreed, when it first came out, you could
love
tell
Nightbreed, dude.
like what the fuck, like something like what the hell happened here. And now you see the director's cut, and it's fine, and everything makes sense, and it's cool, right?
Are you talking about JLA?
No. I'm talking about Nightbreed.
No, I'm saying
No,
because
second.
JLA.
Yeah. That's an example.
Snyder
Or
Cut
Batman
was fucking
versus
phenomenal.
Superman. Which
Yeah.
I'm still not crazy
Yeah.
about.
Oh no, I hated Batman versus Superman. I thought that was
But
the
the
worst thing
3-hour version at least makes sense.
I never seen the 3-hour version. I seen the theatrical release, and I was like, nah, I'm not into this.
Terrible.
Yeah, I fell
Terrible.
asleep during it. My lady's trying to wake me up. She's like, "This is what you've been waiting for." I was like,
Parademons,
"I'm not waiting for this shit
motherfucker.
anymore." No, it was the Batman
Parademons,
Superman fight,
motherfucker.
and I'm like, yeah, exactly. I was snoring, and I was like, I want to go to bed. I'm so disappointed in this piece of shit.
Yeah. It was.
And,
it was garbage.
Yeah, but
But the 3-hour version isn't that bad. Like it actually.
Well, they said for some odd
makes
reason
sense.
they hate Zack Snyder. Like they fucking hate that motherfucker.
Zack Snyder.
They're like, no, there's JLA's dead, dude. We're not continuing the Snyderverse. Fuck y'all. And I'm like, but it made you money. I was like, isn't that what a corporation cares about?
Fuck money.
Is making money? I was like,
I know.
You guys are doing now you decide, like it's not like saving the planet, but canceling Zack Snyder, it causes you to lose money. I was like, are you kidding me? Like that's crazy.
The people who own the rights to the DC movies have never had any idea what they're fucking doing. They really don't. If they had any sense, they would get Paul Dini and Bruce Timm and all the motherfuckers that have made like the animated series and the movies, and get them to do live action movies. The animated Suicide Squad.
I love those. Those were awesome. Yeah.
Like the first one, I think it was called Arkham Assault or something like that.
Honestly, This is what I think. I think they should just concentrate. I mean, obviously, Jack Kirby is still a moneymaker. They should make a demon movie.
And
just do that and do it right.
Del Toro would fucking kill
dude,
that.
He would kill it. And then also, like, do an OMAC movie. I think an OMAC movie would be badass. Yeah.
OMAC movie would be Commandy. I would even watch a Commandy movie.
Oh yeah, dude. What about the New Gods? You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude,
wait, that was on the books, wasn't it? Like,
It was, and dude, be very, very happy that got canceled. Seriously, that was good news. That was good news. I was like,
I don't
oh,
know.
thank God.
I didn't know to the last minute that they were making a New Gods movie, and I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, who's in charge? And I was like, what is this chick doing in charge of this guy New Gods movie?
Yeah, and
like, she does not look like a Kirby fan.
She's not. And neither are the people that did. Neither is the person that did the Eternals.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're concerned about
They're not.
something else. They're concerned about race swapping and all this other bullshit.
And have you seen what the Celestials look like?
I never. Yeah, I did, and I was like, why would they do? Look, here's the thing. Like, you can say what you want about the Bumblebee movie. I love the Bumblebee movie. I love the first 10 minutes of the Bumblebee movie because that was the truest Transformers I've seen to date.
See, I don't know from the truest version.
They never changed them in any way. That was the G1 Transformers alive and on your screen, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why didn't they do this with the movies? Why did they make it these complex, like nano fucking, I was like, this is retarded, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's also been the case with Conan as an IP. Evidently, the guy like Schwarzenegger's been saying for years, dude, I want to do King Conan.
Oh, dude, they should really do King Conan. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not getting any younger, motherfuckers. And if you look at like the video games, if you look at the last Conan movie, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, they don't. It's terrible, dude.
But I think the rights have now switched over to somebody else, and they're planning not only a Conan series, they're planning a Solomon Kane series.
Yeah, you guys, Eddie and fucking Butch Cleaver, you motherfuckers pay attention. Once you sell the rights to your character, this is what happens to it. Like, oh yeah, let's let Tallahassee Coates.
Oh, well, then there was the guy that
Wolf.
Then there was the guy who wanted the rights to Six Gun, who had seen the trailer and was just like on fire, like shooting me like Facebook messages, like, "Are you there yet? Are you there yet? Are you there yet?" Like that, right? Mm-hmm. I came back like from a walk to see all these fucking messages. I want to talk. It's the guy. Fuck it. I can't remember his name. He's the guy who owns. It's a Canadian publisher, Arcana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think have I heard of Arcana? That's an old publisher, isn't it? Oh wait, no. What this guy? That was Aircell. Okay, I was thinking of something.
Right. What this guy does is he buys people's IPs, right? Not just publishing their comics. He's just like, I want all the rights. He's like, that's what I'm interested in, because he also has an animation studio that turns out really crappy CGI animated movies, right? Yeah. So what he does is he'll take your IP and he'll turn it and he'll publish it as a comic, and he'll also turn it into a animated film. And that's what he really wanted Six Gun for, was for the animation project he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. He wanted to pay me $0.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, dude. Yeah.
I was like, what? And evidently, when you look at all of his IPs and all the animation and crap that he puts out, the people who created those IPs basically gave them to him for nothing.
Well,
that's his business model. Exposure. Yeah. You'll get exposure.
Here's the thing. Like,
exposed as an idiot, maybe.
You got to be really careful with your IPs. You got to be really careful who you team up with to do crossovers and stuff like that, because you may not get to republish that work ever again once it's published once. And another thing too is that you got to take your lessons from people like Matt Wagner and Mike Allred and people like that signed up with a publisher and were never able to print their character again afterwards, or it took them legal battles that lasted decades. Like Matt Wagner's Grendel got tied up in a legal battle that was going on for decades. And the thing is that Comico actually let the creators have the rights to their IPs. They never required that you sign the rights over to them, but somehow that went along into the bankruptcy courts with. It got tangled up with Comico when they filed bankruptcy. So, yeah. So he fought the bankruptcy courts for the longest fucking time to get the rights back to his property, which he shouldn't have never lost in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta be real careful, dude. Like it's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, it is. I was just disgusted by I was offended. I was personally offended by this guy's offer. And and it really made me feel like genuine, because I was looking at like all the IPs that he has, all the comics and animated films that he has, and I felt sad. I was just like, all right, well, the people that created this shit, they're not going to have to worry about walking into a Target and seeing an entire aisle of like toys. Like, can you imagine the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guys, like if they'd sold the rights to that for like jack shit?
They
and
had
then
a family member that was able to protect them, like shield them from that shit. They were very, very lucky. It was the perfect storm with those dudes.
Yeah, it was. So they're doing great. But if you suddenly walk down we don't have Toys R Us anymore, but if you walk down the aisle of like a Toys R Us or Target or whatever, and you saw like an entire aisle of toys dedicated to your IP, and you were getting $0 for that, how do you not blow your brains out?
I'm breaking that one.
I'm burning this motherfucker to the ground.
It's almost, you know what that sounds like? It almost sounds like as if you back something on Indiegogo and you go into a Walmart. And it's sitting right there on the shelf.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the thing I always do. I always promise to not Brightwiser people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like when your name is like is turned into a verb like that, representing something negative.
This ain't a Crimson Cock book.
You done fucked up, son. You done fucked up.
When you become a meme.
Yeah, man.
It's you pretty much you did the wrong thing, dude. That's
And you had to explain it to me too, because I remember I was kind of like, okay, what is it exactly that he did wrong? Because I'm not like a collector. I've always just been a reader, right? But even just the fact that it's just like, wait,
there's no collector's value to his book anymore.
Zero.
Like he killed the collector's value. He screwed over the collector, and that's collectors would paid his bills. You know what I'm saying? And his Walmart deal must have exploded because I don't think those books are there anymore. Like,
who the fuck is going to buy those?
It was always going to explode. Like, it's like just like Frega said. Frega's like, I don't have anything against the Breadwisers. He's but he's like, I'm looking at my kids, and my kids play this video game, and they love the characters in this video game. And if they walked into Walmart and they've seen a comic book of these characters, most likely they're going to buy it. They walk into Walmart and they see the Crimson Cock. That's the first time they've ever heard of the Crimson Cock. You know what I'm saying?
They're not going to go, ooh, Crimson Cock.
Exactly. Like, there's no buildup. There's no momentum. Like, you're taking advantage of. It's just there. And it's like, there's nothing there's no value to it.
In an alternate dimension, Marvel started reprinting old comics, cheap, on newsprint, old school, and started sticking them in like supermarket checkout lanes.
You see, that would
have been. They blew the biggest opportunity, man.
They would have got so many new readers because comics would not be that expensive, like,
and you'd have these kids.
I mean, if Peter Simeti can get comics printed and you pay $1.50 for a newsprint comic, a cheap newsprint comic, what you don't think like fucking Marvel Comics can do the same exact thing?
And dude, and think about this too. Then you're getting a whole new generation of fans because you're going to get some of these kids, the ones that are a little bit older, are going to be like, wait a second, you know what? This is better than those fucking movies.
Yeah,
like this is a better.
Maybe.
This shit's better.
But I mean, honestly, if you're going to do a movie about Thor, you should probably have Thor in your comic.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No shit, son. And that's how they fucked up. They did everything wrong.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, but fuck them because they give us an opportunity.
Absolutely. I got to get out of here because
right, dude.
The stream's going on in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, and I got to go. But
and I got to do some writing.
Back tomorrow, so if you want to come in and talk some more Six Gun Gorilla while I'm doing more Six Gun Gorilla.
And dude, I shot a message before I hopped on stream to the backers. So, cool. It's like, hey, just so you know, if you want to tune in, you can see like where's my damn monkey book? Here it is being made for you.
You can actually let them know that we'll be back tomorrow around. I don't have to go to the tattoo shop, so we'll do it around 6:00.
Okay.
My time, and we'll do that. Also have to start scheduling with other people to go ahead and do stuff.
Wait, 6:00 your time? What is that? My
CST,
time?
So I think it's an hour ahead of you, or is it an hour behind?
I think it's an hour behind.
What time is it right at your house right now?
9:25.
Okay, it's 8:30 over here.
Okay.
So,
all right,
you're an hour ahead. So,
all right.
So
but I'll just post
time, 7 yours.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That works, brother man. You are doing a beautiful job, man. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this book. Oh, it looks fucking beautiful.
It's not a problem. I'm reading the chat real quick before we.
Hell yeah, and hail everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Candace is yelling at Zayd, and Zayd's yelling at Candace.
Mama was miscast though, Phil. Oh, but I mean, yeah, where's that Dread series, man?
I love Etrigan. Etrigan is the best. Dread was good. Like that last Dread movie was good, but you notice like every time they hit a home run, they're like, we're never making another one again.
Well, they fucked up with the release.
Warrior, they did the same thing with Road Warrior. They said that movie,
the new Mad Max,
it's never going to happen again. Yeah, that's what they said. They said it's never going to. And then they said the same thing with Dread. They were like, yeah, it's good, but it's never going to happen again. I was like, dude, what is wrong with you fucking
It didn't find its audience, dude. It only found its audience on DVD. But that still counts. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you could do a sequel and it'll be a fucking hit. The audience is there. Yeah. But what? I don't know. Fuck.
Etrigan. They should make an Etrigan movie. And make it an Etrigan movie.
Oh, it'd be so
not Etrigan through the eyes of blah 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 of Tallahassee Coates.
Ta-Nehisi Coates. Right, Ta-Nehisi Coates is the demon. Oh,
yeah, no,
Jar Jar Abrams. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I'm telling you, man, we dodged a fucking bullet with that New Gods movie. We dodged a fucking cannon shell.
I'm out. You guys take it easy.
Peace